Because all the staff here at the Australian resort are always in character, I can't tell if this immersive story experience is getting really cool or if I just got myself mixed up into an Australian civil war.
I didn't do anything.
Oh no.
But if it ends up being the big CW, then just know that I think it's all boiled over from the presidential election. Wait, what? Who won?
It's already the dog.
What? Because apparently Bodini's dog's son is now president of Australia. How did I do?
It was a really close race. I think you only lost by 1 vote.
A dog beat me by a single vote for president of Australia. This is not one of my best moments. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's a good thing I'm not president. Things are getting crazy. Or they're not getting crazy. Oh, I haven't slept in a while. We were here for 3 days. All right, we gotta get out of here.
I overheard Moss and Red were discussing an evil group.
Everything's coming together now. You see, during the campaign election, I'd heard about this evil organization. I just thought it was another one of the candidates that was running. It turns out there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than we thought.
Literally, it's called the evil group.
I don't know how I feel about that name. But, I mean, I guess it is pretty diabolical if you ask me.
As far as I know, it's Red, Moss, Jade, and Josh.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're planning. And also, you know, Moss has access to our base.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I kind of think it is.
What do we do then?
Was going to maybe kick them out.
Oh, do they know?
No.
Oh, it's so juicy, so juicy. Thinking about it in hindsight, you know, that's gonna paint a mark on our backs. But at that point, back when I was talking to Blue there, everything that we discussed was pretty much speculation. We had no idea who was gonna be joining what or if things were even gonna be happening. And all we knew was that coming up in a few minutes was a meeting where Sun, the new president, was going to be giving a speech to address everyone. Yeah, that's where things started to go down. But, if you think an Australian Civil War is the craziest thing to be going on right now, you are very mistaken.
Okay. Acceptance speech time.
Yeah, that voice you just heard, it didn't come from any people that were up on that stage. That is no ordinary dog up there.
This one talks.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it does.
Thankfully, it's the only dog here that talks. That's the same dog that's been in the detective agency the whole time,
wait.
right? I've shared
that's...
a lot of like things with it that it shouldn't really be able to share with other people. And then there was a couple other things I did as well, and then yeah, that pretty much wraps up the whole life story. But man, you know, you're such a good listener. I'll be honest, I can't really share this with anybody because if if people found out, oh man. So it's really nice to know that I can confide in you. So it's not the dog that was at the detective agency.
I don't think so, no.
Thinking back at it, we should have been able to clue in as to what was going on when we first arrived for the acceptance speech. In fact, most of the evil organization was missing, except for one person, Red, who was completely kitted out beyond anything that we'd seen from really anybody else. Everybody was there in their best gear. And none of it really compared to what Red had.
Acceptance speech time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep this...
Every time Sun tried to talk,
Gonna keep this brief because I know
Yeah! Acceptance! Speech! Woo!
Red was ready to interrupt. And then when security finally stepped in to do something about it, that's when the very first conflict began. And I still don't know if it's the conflict of the story of the really immersive resort vacation, or if it's the first bit of conflict within the Civil War of Australia that happens to be occurring around the resort location.
I didn't do anything.
Hey!
Oh no.
Yeah, the battle went on for a couple minutes until Red was removed from the premise, and then everything continued on as normal. Well, normally, at least for a short period of time.
My life's kind of like at stake here. So yeah, we're gonna keep this brief.
Because you see, what we didn't realize at the time is that Sun wanted to bring everyone there to thank them for voting for him, but that was only part of the plan.
Okay, we started construction on the very big farm, which will be supplying you with like a half a stack of your preferred crop every 2 weeks. If you sign up for our super cool thing.
Sun also brought everyone there to tell them about this big grand strategy of this huge farm they'd been building to provide food for people, which, you know what? Yeah, that sounds awesome. Hunger gone, food for everyone. But one of the platforms Sun also ran on was supporting small businesses. And we love small businesses. But if Sun built that farm that supplied food for everybody, then what about Puddle Mart? But I thought you guys were all for small business.
Yeah, no.
But doesn't that ruin Puddle
Let me
Mart's
keep
business?
speaking, let me keep speaking.
Something just didn't add up. Plus, why was Sun so defensive about their farming and food outreach when questioned?
I was thinking, wait, wouldn't that be not helping the small businesses? That's why you're only getting half a stack every 2 weeks, because we're going to be supplying Puddle Mart and Josh's new potato shop with like a lot more than that.
I almost missed this in the moment. I figured it out after, or, you know, we're working on figuring out the rest of it, but
We're going to give them a chance to thrive, so if they want to use our free business crop services, they are more than welcome.
what if Sun isn't looking out for the best interest of small business? What if Sun is looking out for the best interest of Sun? Because if Sun gives us free food, but then also supplies all the food to Puddle Mart, then Sun's the one behind all the food. And then all the food comes and goes through Sun. And if Sun pulls that off, well, he becomes the most powerful dog in Australia.
All right, that's all I'm going to say, because, again, there's not even that many people here, but my life's still kind of at stake.
So that's it. We're getting food and the shops are getting food.
Yeah, for right now, that's all that's happening.
But if Sun's willing to go through all of this just for a monopoly on food, what else could Sun be planning?
We're also going to have the roof for Spen over this thing.
Well, it's not for me, it's for
you
everyone.
Yeah, right.
But it was your idea, Spen. They're giving you credit.
No, it was the people's
Yeah.
idea. I'm just a voice of the people. Out of everyone there, I seem to be the most questioning, the one who was the most not in on whatever Sun was throwing out. So it's possible Sun added that in after the fact to try and distract me. Because it definitely seemed like an afterthought, if you ask me. So what do we do now?
I don't know.
But thankfully, we didn't have to decide because Bodhi came back. Wait, have you seen this? It's a little dark and ominous. Yeah, we're gonna move. How's that? Oh yeah, you can kind of see it from that angle. Okay, there we go. I'll have to talk to Blue about that later. That's a little weird. Maybe I don't want to talk to Blue about it. Maybe I don't want to know.
I'd like to talk for a second. I want to know what you guys want. Because, like, we're giving the businesses food, and we're giving you guys a little bit of food so that you guys still support the businesses and stuff.
But there was one really important thing I had to know. This is all, like, the food's all included, right? There's no, like, extra
Well, you get
fees for
you
that?
get half a stack every 2 weeks, and we give the businesses, if they want it.
And we have to pay for it?
No, it's free.
So we've already paid for it.
No?
You know, I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes resorts throw all these extra fees on things and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is free for you. But what they actually mean is that it's free now, but you have to pay for it later.
There is one thing that
Okay.
I would like to bring up. We talked earlier about the evil group.
Oh yeah. Oh, I almost forgot about them.
So that's Jade and Moss and Red and Josh.
That's a lot of people. Wait, what
That's
does
a
that
lot of
mean for
people,
the
yeah.
detective agency?
Well,
What?
not only that, but Spen, we live with Moss.
The first thing I wanted to do after leaving there was I wanted to call for a meeting at the detective agency where myself, Bodini, and Josh could sit down and figure out what was going on. But now we've got some major issues here. You know, number one, Sun is Bodini's dog, and then Bodini is the vice president, so he's tied up and over there. We know that Josh is a member of the evil organization, so Josh is tied up over there. Maybe the evil organization is a part of the resort, and it's all this like immersive story thing that's going on, or maybe it's actually a part of some sort of revolution that I wasn't aware of. That's, you know, like I don't know what's going on. Do we have to watch out for them? What kind of crimes have they committed?
Is there a wanted?
They attempted murder against Sun.
Hold on. What if the immersiveness of all of this is to make it feel like there's some sort of revolution or civil war happening? And that's all just a part of like the background story of this really immersive story-based resort. I mean, if it is, then technically I'm supposed to participate in it. And if it isn't, then technically I would still want to participate in it in a way that I can just stay involved enough that I don't have to get super involved in it. So either way, I would still be getting involved in it the exact same amount. So I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I've just got to get into character as much as everybody else for this. Oh, maybe that's why they spent so much time and energy trying to get me to stop talking about Australia, because it was to help me get into character as well as them. It's genius.
They've already talked about recruiting Moldy.
Yeah, Moldy's. I wouldn't put it past Moldy to become a war criminal.
No, me and Moldy are tight. You don't have to worry about Moldy. How could they have said that about their good friend Moldy? You know, I can't tell if they're just like this because maybe they're frightened about everything that's going on, or if Bodini is actually working with Sun and is now trying to turn me against my closest friends.
Listen, Spen, I don't know if you understand this, and this is coming from a friend of Moldy's. Moldy was literally using you, bud.
Me and Moldy are tight. It's all everything's going according to plan. I don't know the plan yet, but I'm assuming Moldy has a plan. I mean, we even bonded over the greatest North American pastime. See, isn't this great? Ah, man, I love fishing in the afternoon.
No, this sucks, Spen.
Oh.
You're stupid.
Oh. So, like, in a scale of 1 out of 10, 1 being perfectly fine, everything's okay, and 10 being, uh-oh, the world's gonna end, bad, uh-oh, goodbye, bye. What, where are we on the scale?
I'm thinking like
6.
Yeah.
On a 6? That's not terrible.
No. I'm thinking more like an 8. I'm really worried.
Thank God I didn't get voted in. That'd be so much easier.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, right?
Bodini, what's your and Son's plan to deal with this? We debated on that for 3 days and 3 nights. Thankfully in Australia, a day is only like 20 minutes. I'm not really sure why. It must be because of how far south it is on the globe.
That is not us.
So we need to form a group that's not evil.
Right.
So I'm thinking us, hopefully Moldy, if they don't turn to the dark side. NPC, he might be evil at heart, but he's whatever.
Not to say no to that plan, but if there's anything I've learned, the worst thing we could do is form a committee.
I didn't mean a group like that. I meant like a group, like a war group.
Like the Avengers.
Wait, we're going to war?
Like an army?
Originally, I'd put all that stuff behind me. I was just here to relax. Is there like a not fighting kind of army?
No, an army. I think we need to revolt.
What if we just ask them really politely? That usually works where I'm
feel
from.
like you're jumping to conclusions.
It's not gonna work.
Well, have we tried?
I haven't tried.
As someone who's known JJ Sussman for years, he can't be reasoned with.
Oh man.
Once you've spent 20 minutes with him, he calms down.
Listen, I have known Josh longer than any of you.
That's true.
Okay? Yes. There is no reasoning. There's no logic inside of that axolotl brain.
You know, I kind of get why Josh went evil.
I'm with Spen on this, that I don't want to go on the offensive. I'd rather, defense and just concentrate on protecting what we have.
Right. That's why we're not gonna declare war. We're gonna wait for them to do it because we know they're gonna do it.
Well, we don't know for sure.
We're defenders.
We don't know for sure, but let's be honest. We know everyone there. They want blood.
Yeah.
Do they
Let's be
actually?
honest.
Are they vampires? I mean, we can't really rule it out. Most of the meetings we've had have been during the night.
That is true. Yeah.
That might be why they hate Sun, because it reminds them of the sun.
No!
Right? After hearing all that, it all makes sense now, doesn't it? Right? It all makes sense. Oh.